Kitty of the Hobart Dolls Hospital, and welcome to the Hobart Dolls Hospital YouTube channel. On this channel, we'll be demonstrating how we go about repairing dolls, toys, ornaments, even the occasional statue. If you like what you see, please don't forget to click on subscribe. Sometimes during the process of the repair, I shall discuss how that item was made, the story behind its manufacture, where it came from, and so on. And also, occasionally, with the owner's permission, I'll share with you the journey that toy has been on with the owner. So welcome to our channel, and I look forward to seeing more of you. Thank you. Bye for now. Enjoy. Now this video covers a very important subject. We frequently get dolly patients in here with this problem, and that's a problem that's often called pedigree doll disease or hard plastic disease. The reason why it is so serious is because not only does it destroy the doll, but it can create a chain reaction in some of the other hard plastics as well. So this is a pedigree doll. The disease affecting it, you can see it's in the face, in the head. There's a split down the back of the head. The face has become deformed. Where the disease is really bad, you can also see tiny crystals on the surface. It's starting to affect the torso. The torso is going out of shape and developing little marks across it. The arm is also very bad, discoloured and losing its shape. And where it's very discoloured, you can also see the tiny little crystals on there as well. Pedigree doll disease is thought to start where there is metal in the doll. A lot of the pedigree dolls have a metal casing around their eyes, and also a metal bar that goes through the middle of the head where a hook is attached, the elastic is attached, and the head's attached to the body. So you have a metal bar in there, metal around the eyes, and in the walking dolls you also have metal in the legs. So it seems to start where the metal is, and you'll often find the metal parts also covered in these tiny little crystals. And when you smell the doll, it's the smell reminiscent of sweet vinegar. In fact, every time a pedigree doll comes into the hospital, or if I'm out buying dolls and I find a pedigree doll for sale, I give it the sniff test. If you have a doll that develops this condition, keep it away from other dolls, because as I said earlier, it can create a chain reaction in other hard plastics. Luckily, not all the doll is often affected if you get to it early enough. Otherwise, it will gradually spread throughout the entire doll. When the dolls were made, they usually made a batch of arms, a batch of legs, a batch of heads, and so on. So you may find that it's the arms and legs that are affected, or it's just the body affected. Or as in with this poor little doll, it's the head. A dolly came into the dolls' hospital once and every part of her body was affected. She had on a beautiful little dress and a little christening bracelet, and it had belonged to this owner for a long, long time. She got it when she was a tiny little child. So what I did was I kept the wig, the eyes, even the teeth, the bracelet and the clothes. I cleaned everything thoroughly so there was no trace of the doll disease or the smell on any of these items, and then I transferred them onto another complete body, but of the same model that hadn't been affected with the disease. The old saying, eyes are the window to the soul. So sometimes if you can save the eyes of a dolly, in many ways you've still saved that doll. But how did it come about? Well, During the Second World War, the Pedigree doll factory in England was taken over to produce munitions. A whole lot of equipment went in there, and it was used throughout the Second World War. At the end of the war, Pedigree moved back into the factory. Now, quite often during war, there are advances in technology made, and advances had been made in plastics. So when Pedigree moved back into the factory, they thought they would use those advances in the production of their dolls. But it wasn't until about 18 months, 2 years later, that they realised there may be a problem with the formula. And that problem is what leads to this. There is a breakdown of the plastic, and this is what happens. Some people try and delay the process. They'll put a bag of bicarbonate of soda with the toy or inside the toy, and that absorbs the gas and slows down that process. It's also been suggested either removing or completely sealing any metal parts in the doll. Or if you remove all the metal parts, you've obviously got to replace them with plastic parts. The other one is simply removing everything that has the disease, hopefully saving bits that don't have the disease, and then placing it onto a new model. So it's pretty sad that this happens, but it's also fascinating that the Pedigree Doll Company had to leave their factory during the war, went back to their factory, made a bit of an error with the formula. Sad, but pretty interesting. And so this doll, the journey this doll is on now, is because of what happened back then. So if you have a doll that's like that, please keep it away from all your other dolls. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.